going back to the beginning for you, I mean, tell me what it was like, the process of joining Dayseeker. Because Oh Sleeper, it had been a while since a couple years since you guys released music. I think still playing some shows and touring here and there, but what was it like coming into this band? But they're also two very different styles at the same time.
Yeah. It was a fun challenge for sure. I was managing a restaurant at the time because O Sleeper wasn't like super busy.
Yeah.
And so Rory actually kind of hit me up on Instagram and he was like, "Hey, like I like your band. I noticed that you moved to LA and you're not really drumming in that band anymore. It's not that like we broke up or I quit or anything. We just didn't like life just happened. You know what I mean?" And he's like, "Are you interested in going back out on tour?" And I was like, hell yeah, like absolutely. And so it was cool too because I was so used to like the metal world of like playing a metal show is like I'm running like a triathlon. It's like I'm drenched in sweat. I can barely stand up. It's like I've played more notes on double bass than I can count. Right? It's like, but then I start playing with Dayseeker and it's like I'm grooving. I'm in the pocket. I'm chilling on stage. So it's just like
Right.
it's just kind of different. But I like them both for different reasons. It's like the O Sleeper stuff keeps me honest. You know what I mean? Like I like
Yeah.
I have to practice. I can't
You
just
gotta be
wake
on
up and
your
do
game to
that
play
shit.
that stuff, man. That stuff is
Totally.
crazy.
But then like with the Dayseeker thing, it's more about like the vibe. It's more about like it's not about like the crazy how technical can we make these parts. It's more about like how can we make like a really good rock song. And so it's
Yeah.
just yeah, it's just fun for different reasons.
Yeah, yeah. O Sleeper is like 0 to 100 in like zero point 0.3 seconds, and or O
Totally.
Sleeper is then Dayseeker is like I can chill.
Yeah,
You
you might be
want to
you
get
might be
back.
crying during the Dayseeker show and you're
Yes.
sweating during the O Sleeper show.
Yeah, with Dayseeker, you just want to you can chill. I mean, you guys speed it up. You guys get heavy, for sure. But it's a different kind of heavy. And
Totally.
Dayseeker is more. I'm feeling this right now. You know,
Yeah.
uh, for sure. Um, but I mean, you touched on it a little bit, especially right now with both bands. Because you are still part of O Sleeper
Yeah,
right
we
now
actually
as
just
well.
finished recording our new album.
I was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
ask you. I was gonna ask you about that, but with both bands being active right now, I feel like that's a completely different dynamic. Is it hard to switch back and forth between the two?
It feels pretty natural just because they both kind of have their own lane.
Okay,
It doesn't feel like anything bleeds. Like I wouldn't like the drum parts that I use for O Sleeper, I probably wouldn't use for Dayseeker and vice versa.
right.
Um, so it's like a fun like gear switch kind of for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but funnily enough, though, I think a little bit of the reason that Dayseeker brought me in was to bring some of the like the more like heavy technical elements to the band. Like I think you can hear it on like the new Dayseeker album. Like we're doing like there's some tricky little breakdowns on that
Yeah.
album, and so it was cool to kind of like come into this new group and kind of like help expand what they already built, like what they were already working on.
Yeah, especially some of those songs. I'm listening to them like, okay, what was that?
Yeah,
It's
like
just
yeah, did they really just do that?
yes. It just, which is it's a super fun listen, but also for you with both bands, you kind of came in the middle. Both bands were established bands.
Yes, yeah.
Um, but was there a difference between coming into O Sleeper when you did and coming into Dayseeker when you did, as far as both bands and the styles and yourself personally? Was it similar coming into both bands when they were established and built themselves up, or was it, what was that dynamic like for you?
Yeah, I feel like for the time, O Sleeper had more of like an established career.
Hmm.
And so it felt like I was coming into this like well-oiled machine, so to speak. Like they'd already been through the ropes. They kind of like older brothered me in a very positive
Okay.
way. Like because that was my first tour with O Sleeper. I didn't, I had never even left Delaware pretty much before then.
Oh,
Yeah, I was new. I was like
oh,
green.
oh my!
And then
Dayseeker was on the rise.
yeah,
Not the Dayseeker. They weren't the Dayseeker that you guys are now. That's like
totally.
powerhouse, but still I feel like kind of figuring themselves out and finding their footing a little bit, but
Yeah,
fairly established, but
I'm glad I came into the Dayseeker thing when I did because I think if I joined like right now, it wouldn't feel the same. It's like those first Dayseeker tours, like I was driving the van with them. Like we didn't have a driver, like the band members were driving the band. And so it feels like I got to like kind of like go through the trenches with them and like kind of see what it was like at the bottom, the quote unquote the bottom, you know what I mean? And then everything started going up for us. It was like after the We Came as Romans tour that we did, that's when things kind of started shifting. I kind of noticed like, hey, we're getting a lot more streams right now, or hey, like I just got a bunch of followers. Like, what's going on? Like, what is this about?
right.
So it feels like I got to like kind of catch them like right before they kind of took off.
Yeah. Um, Also, I feel like two fairly different fan bases at the same time. Oh, Sleeper, you guys have a very big Christian following. I mean, me growing up in church, youth group, and going to a Bible college, Oh, Sleeper was everywhere. Dayseeker not necessarily so much. Have you noticed a difference in like the fan bases and the crowds and the concerts and like the touring at all? What is it like going back and forth between those two kind of worlds? Or is there not much of a difference and it's just people on our end kind of think there's a bigger difference than there is?
So I think there's definitely a difference, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, sleeper show, you might get like kicked in the head, right? In like a mosh pit. And
Yeah.
those fans are like, hell yeah, like let's go. Whereas like
Right.
if that happens at a Dayseeker show, like they'll stop the set. It's like
Right.
you know what I mean? They're a little softer. They're a little bit like no
Right.
offense, guys. No offense, guys. I love you. But yeah, so it's also like you don't really like bring your kids to a no sleeper show. That's not like you don't bring like your babies to a no sleeper show, right? So like, but then it's cool because like I'll do a Dayseeker tour and it's like, man, like I'll see this dad and he's got his son or his daughter on his shoulders and the little kid they got the metal horns up and they're singing every word. They're singing every word. And like it's like you're not even a person yet. How do you know our lyrics? So
That's good parenting, man. That's what that
totally, yeah.
is. I've obviously, I mean, I grew up in church, so I'm big into like Christian rock and metal. There's a band from the 70s and 80s called Petra. They just released
Yeah,
a
we got to play with them in Australia
oh,
way back in the day. Oh, Sleeper did. Yeah.
nice. I just interviewed John Schlitt and I got the new album to review and we have 4-year-old twins and I turned on one of the songs for the new record and my 4-year-old son jumped on top of the toy box, was like head banging and
Like
dancing and jumping
that's
off.
awesome.
Like, okay, I think I got this parenting thing down. Okay, I think we're good.
Nailed it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's a
but
big that's a big shift I've seen too, where I think when we were younger, 'cause I'm 36, and when I was younger, okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um, it was like metal was this like niche thing that like no one like my parents certainly didn't show me like Slipknot. Like I had to find like Slipknot on
yeah,
my own or whatever.
yeah,
But now it's like we live in a world where like people are showing their kids Slipknot. They're showing them Wage War. They're showing them like whatever the band is. And it's like
yeah,
for the first time in my life, it's like this little niche genre that I grew up being a fan of is now like mainstream, like it's on the radio.
yeah,
It's like you have metal, you have rock, you have country, you have metalcore. It's like it's considered like a peer to it, like an equal to the other genres now. And
yeah.
I don't think we've ever experienced that.
Yeah, I remember it was probably 2017 or 2018. My wife and I took our now 14-year-old, but she's probably 7, took her to see Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie.
Oh,
And I
nice.
remember my mother-in-law got so mad. I'm like, she wants to be the
Exactly.
youngest kid there.
That's what I'm talking about though. It's like the new generation of people are like, it's just music, dude. It doesn't mean we're gonna go worship the devil. It's just a song.
I'm not gonna eat your kids,
Yeah, I'm
you
not gonna
know?
sacrifice a goat. Like, calm down.
Right. Um, Shifting gears, I mean, for Dayseeker, coming off of Dark Sun, getting ready to do Creature, the band was on another level coming off of Dark Sun. What was it? What was your guys' mindset sitting down to put this record together for Creature? Um,
Um, we knew we wanted to do something a little heavier. We kind of saw the writing on the wall of like, because like when I was younger, when Dayseeker was younger, it was like bands, it was like you were almost encouraged to go softer because like you might sell more albums, you might play bigger shows or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like bands like Bad Omens and Sleep Token and all these bands, they're heavy as shit and they're playing arenas. And so it's like it kind of flipped the script of like, wait, you can be heavy and still be successful, still be marketable in like this new world that we're living in. And we're all fans of heavy music and we thought it was cool and we're like, screw it, like let's just write a heavier album, like let's take some of the stuff from Sleep Talk and let's take some of the stuff like from the other records that we've done, you know, Dark Sun, and let's just put it together and see how that works. And yeah, Pale Moonlight was the first single that we did, and we were like, oh shit, like did we write this, like did we do that, like this is cool. And
yeah,
it's
super.
different enough where it's like it still sounds like Dayseeker, right?
Yeah.
But it's not Sleep Talk, it's not Dark Sun. Like we don't want to just do the same album again and again and again. Like that to us is kind of like pointless. Like
Yeah.
what you know like what you're not pushing the like maybe the songs won't be like the best songs you've ever written or the most popular songs, but like at least you did something different. At least you tried something new. And I think that's more important than like the streaming numbers or
Mhm.
like that stuff's just noise to me.
Yeah. And a lot of bands are switching their sound up now. Bands that I thought would never play the style that they're playing. Like the new Devil Wears Prada stuff is like, what did they do? But it's awesome. And
Sure.
then,
Yeah.
and then you guys, nobody sounds like you guys. You guys have a unique sound. Like when these songs come on Octane, I know it's Dayseeker from the second it starts. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's Dayseeker. Cool. No?
Rory's really the driving force behind that. He really is like he's like the band leader. Like he does he like
Sure.
writes most of everything. And then also like he's just got an incredible voice. Like
Yeah.
he can just belt, dude. I've never, like if you're listening to this, Rory, I didn't say that, but he's just got like this powerful voice, and so when you hear it, you're like, I know exactly who that is. Like I know that guy, right? And I just think like it just kind of works in our favor when you have like an identifiable person that's really good at songwriting. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like we care a lot about our instruments too, so it's like we're like, I hope this works. I think we're good. You know what I mean? But like maybe other people don't. I don't know.
It's working. It's working for sure.
We're trying.
I got to ask, man. Last in October last year, you guys did 3 nights in Indy with Haste the Day. Oh, Sleeper did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How fun was that?
We got shot at.
What?
Yeah, true story. True. After one of the shows, we went to a bar and this guy like pulled a gun out. We were like, oh shit. And it's funny because we were with our buddy Dale, and Dale's like, he's like 6'8", built like a brick house, right? And like Micah and Shane, they're like 6'5", 6'7", whatever. So these are some big boys.
Yeah.
And so this guy pulls a gun out, and we're trying to hide behind like flowers and like little tiny you know what I mean? We're just trying to duck and like, but like they're so big that it just, it's like Shrek trying to hide behind like a unicycle or something. It just was comical. But yeah, luckily nothing happened and the police showed up and everything was fine. He was just some crazy guy with a gun. But
Indy, be better, guys.
I know, dude.
I live here. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Dude.
No, those shows were awesome though.
Yeah.
I've been a massive Haste the Day fan. To see those guys like come back and just like
Yeah.
it was like they never left. They just crushed it. It's like sometimes bands come back and it's like, oh, you guys really don't have it anymore. But no, man, they crushed it. It was awesome.
Finally, man. I gotta ask the new Oh Sleeper music mood, dude. How much ass does this thing kick?
Oh, dude, it's heavy, but it's also weird. But like weird is not bad though. Like I think weird has like a negative connotation. You know what I mean? But it's like it's just got stuff on it that I never thought we'd
Sure.
be doing. But it's like fun. It's like it's one of those. We know that like we're not going to be like the Beatles or whatever. We know we're not going to be this like massively successful mainstream band, and so it was almost freeing to be like, well, hey, we don't like there's no rules here, so like let's just do whatever. Like if we
Right.
think it's cool, let's just do what we think is cool. And I think we have an album that doesn't sound like thing that's out there right now. I know every band loves to be like, oh, our album's so different, but like it's it's not just different from what is being released right now. It's just it's even different for Oh Sleeper.
Sure. Well, you guys have grown. It's been 6 years. It's been a while since the last music.
Yeah,
You guys are different people now. And you guys have all gone out and done different things. Shane did his stuff with Woven War. You're with Dayseeker. I mean, you guys have
yeah,
all
yeah.
grown and evolved as musicians and artists too.
Totally. It was fun to come into the studio with those guys with like almost like a new perspective, right? Because it's
Mhm.
like when I was with O Sleeper, it's like I only know O Sleeper stuff. I
Yeah,
only know the way those guys operate. And then I
sure.
joined Dayseeker and it's a whole new team, a whole new crew, a whole new everything. And so I got to learn. It was like I got to be 30 years old and like rediscover
Oh,
music again. It was like it was amazing. And so I had all this new information, and now I got to go back to O Sleeper and be like, hey, well, I learned this, or I like let's try that, or what it was. It was just a fun like full circle moment to be in the studio with those guys again because I really wouldn't be here if it wasn't I can't stress it enough. Like the O Sleeper guys gave me my first
yeah,
chance like ever. So it's
yeah.
like it feels good to be like now I can contribute something.
Right. Well, and then obviously we talked about going to Europe with Dayseeker this summer. You're also doing the North American run. You're
Yep.
hitting Sonic Temple. Those DWP festivals are just growing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Danny Wimmer's a gangster, dude. His festivals
dude,
are awesome.
I remember when Rock on the Range was just 1 and 2 days, and now it's four.
Yeah,
Like, good
that
God.
guy busts his ass and his festivals like you feel the difference. Like that guy cares a lot about like because like we played festivals and it's like not that we're some like princess rock stars or whatever, but it's like we show up to these festivals and like the green room is like a tent and it's
Yeah,
100 degrees out and it's like dude are you like we can't even get like an air condition air like what
yeah,
uh it's like we show up and it's like we got a green room with air conditioning.
yeah.
He has like joints ready for us. If you smoke weed, you can smoke weed. It's just like whatever you need, it's right there. And it's like, dang, this guy knows what's up.
That's great. That is probably the best thing I've ever heard somebody say about the DWP festivals ever. That is awesome. Which I could totally see that, like Louder Than Life and
Yeah,
Aftershock and Ink, for
it's just
sure. But
it feels good to be taken care of. Like he
yeah,
he he understands that like for a band to have like if you're going to put on a good show you need to be like in a good headspace and so he's like
yeah,
okay let's make sure they're fed, let's make sure we get them water, let's make sure like
yeah,
whatever they need, let's take care of the artists and then the artists will take care of the fans. So it's
yeah.
kind of like a top down approach, you know what I mean?
And between DWP and Octane and Liquid Metal, like XM and DWP are double-handedly like keeping modern rock and metal alive.
Completely.
Hands down. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Octane, I would probably never have heard Dayseeker, to be honest, because that I listened to it every day and then I heard it and then, so I mean those two avenues and tools are what are keeping bands like you guys literally going and alive and bringing you
Yeah,
to a fan base that never would have heard you guys before. It's
Octane
life-saving.
Octane kind of put the music industry like Octane put our scene on its back and said, I got you guys. You know, like
Yes.
none of us would be doing like, you know what? Do you think any of these bands would have had the success that they've had if Octane didn't
Oh God.
go like, hey, what's the new music? Like, because now we're even seeing it like Octane took a chance on this genre of music and it worked out great for them. And now we're seeing mainstream radio stations get into like, hey, maybe we'll play some Bad Omens. Maybe we'll try and see like they're trying to do like remodernize their stations based off of what Octane did. So
Oh,
it's like it's wild to see in real time.
I turn on the FM station here from time to time, and I'm hearing Bad Omens and Dayseeker and Sleep Token, bands that 10 years ago you would have never heard
Never
on
heard that.
FM
Yeah.
radio ever. Because here all they played was Dave Grohl and Stone
Like
Temple Pilots.
ACDC and
That
you
was
know what I
it.
mean? Like, yeah.
Yes. I remember messaging our local rock station. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, well, those bands you mentioned they're not doing anything. I'm like, those bands just have 5 number 1 singles last week. You don't know,
They're
you know.
like, but what if we played Welcome to the Jungle again? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool.
Yes.
Sure.
But man, the rest of the year is packed for you guys. Looking at 2026, man, what does this year look like for you guys? Looking back on Creature and the Black Knight, what does that record mean to you guys as the artists that created and breathed life into it? And What are you guys looking forward to the most for 2026?
Yeah, it was scary doing Creature. That was the first album that I really like. I had joined it during the Dark Sun era, but I didn't really get to like have a hand in a lot of that stuff.
Hmm.
Whereas like Creature was the first time where they were like, okay, you're our drummer, you write the drum parts. Because I tried to come into the band being like, well, I'm gonna respect what they do. I'm gonna try to play the drum parts like how
Right.
they've played them in the past. And they're like, no, 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 like that's not why we brought you here. We want to do something different. Like we want like drums are cool, do some cool drum shit, man. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wait, I like they kind of like took the leash off, you know what? Because I thought I was just, hey, I'm gonna play rock beats and meat and potatoes, and I'm not gonna do anything flashy. And they're
Right.
like, no, we want like write some cool stuff, man. And I'm like, oh. So it was like kind of nerve wracking because I'm like, dang, like what if I do all this stuff and then everyone's like, oh man, this sucks. The new drummer is not like I liked the old drummer way more.
They're
It's
a
like, oh
diehard fan base,
shit.
man. They're
No,
diehard.
totally. But
Like,
I felt like I was welcomed with open arms. I feel like everyone it's only been positive. The feedback we've seen. I mean, like you always see negative comments, but like it's like we put out Dark Sun, right? And they're like, oh well, they'll never beat Sleep Talk. And then we put out Creature, and they're like, well, they'll never beat Dark Sun. It's like, you know what? It's just like it's
you
like
can't
okay,
win.
no,
Oh
but
man.
it's like, what is that? Like, okay, who cares?
Finally, man, looking at this year, dude, what are you guys excited for the most this year? I mean, obviously this every single you guys release does well and the fan base is growing, but these shows this year, man, like dude,
Yeah, we got to hang out with the Motionless guys at one of the festivals we did, and they were just like the nicest group of people. So I'm really excited to go to Europe with those guys. Make them suffers on that run too. They're good friends with us, so like I can't wait to see all the homies. And
wow.
then North Lane is actually a band that like when I first moved to LA, it was like 7 years ago or something. My roommate was a big metalcore guy. He just knew he knew all these like weird facts about every band. I was like, oh, this is impressive. And he goes, have you heard of this band called North Lane? And I was like, no, no, show me them. We stayed up till like 2 a.m. just watching North Lane music videos, live performances. I was hooked. And now all these years later, we're doing a freaking tour with them. I'm a kid in the candy shop. I cannot wait to watch that band every night.
That's awesome, man. Dude, thank you so much for doing this today. I'm excited to see everything that happens this year because it just seems like every year gets bigger and bigger for you guys. And just with the momentum that you guys have right now, I think this is probably going to be the biggest year that you guys have had. So,
It feels good. It feels like it's cool to like bust your ass and then see it like pay off. You know what I mean? Because so many bands for so long they bust their ass, they work so hard, and then they don't see any of the fruits of their labor. And so like to be like it took a little while, right? Like I've been doing this for a minute, but like it's like finally it feels like I have something that I'm like not I've always been proud of what I've done, but now it feels like other people are noticing the work. And that's where the shift happens. Like I don't like other people tell me like, oh hey, I listened to your band. You guys are awesome. Like that was never a thing before.
yeah, when you see a crowd of people, because I work in local pro wrestling out here and I write the
Oh,
storylines, and
cool.
when I see a crowd of people, doesn't matter how big it is, 10, 152, 300, fall in love and react and love what I wrote and I created, it just does something to you. And I feel like it's the same thing with music and your art. Like you're seeing a sea of people falling in love with the music that you guys created. And I think fans forget like these songs didn't just appear. You guys wrote them. Like this is your art and you're seeing people fall in love with the art that you made. I just can't imagine the feeling that that does for you guys.
Oh, dude, it's the most
It's
magical thing
it
in the
is.
world. Yeah.
It's
It's cool to be it's cool to see that like people still give a shit about art. Cause I feel like for a little while music was kind of not
I
like
think
especially our genre of music was kind of like people felt like it just felt like everyone was kind of like whatever about it.
yeah.
It was almost cool to be like, I don't care. It was like trendy to be like, I don't care. It's
Yeah,
like
it's the
that's
2010s.
stupid.
It was a weird decade.
Yeah, like no, like effort is sexy, like passion is cool. Like I don't give a shit people. I'm like, okay, well then go in your corner and don't give a shit by yourself because we all care.
I love it, man. Let's leave it on that note. I
There
fucking
we
love
go.
that, dude.
There we
Hey,
go.